Good morning. My name is James Kuo. Today we are going to hear about the continual cooperation between U.S. Topco, Solar City, and the City of Lancaster for solar farm development with the City of Lancaster. We'll hear from Lancaster Councilman Ron Smith, Jeff Palmer, Senior Development Manager with the Solar City, and Joshua Chang, Chairman of U.S. Topco. After each of our speakers has made a few remarks, our chairman, Joshua Chang, will execute an agreement with the City of Lancaster on the next phase of our development within the city. That will be followed by a presentation of a token of appreciation for the city and Solar City. We will have follow opportunity and a brief Q&A session before lunch is served. Before we start, I'd like to introduce several dignitaries among us. We have Richard Sun, Mayor of San Marino. We have Harry Liu, Board of Director with the First General Bank. For our first speaker will be Councilman Ron Smith with the City of Lancaster.
Hey, it's an honor to be here today. Let's step back a few years. In the City of Lancaster, the council that I'm on up there, we decided to make some lofty goals. And one of them is we wanted to become the solar capital of the world. And we wanted our city to be net zero. Now back then, a few years ago, you could hear the laughter in the background. And people thought we were sort of silly and a little outrageous. But to this day now, we've set the goals and we have met 50% of our goals. We are actually set the goal of 215 megawatts for our city to become net zero, and we have now met 110 megawatts, which is 51% of our peak needs. 97% of the energy that we need for all our municipal buildings, including our professional baseball stadium, is from solar. But the City of Lancaster could not do it by itself. Government can't do things by itself. The best way to become successful is by having a public-private partnership and partnering with private entities that can get the job done. Luckily, we were fortuitous in having Mike and Christine Antonovich introduce us to Topco, and we've been working with Solar City. And Topco had the same type of goals that we had. We had the same like minds. So now we've worked on several projects with them, and it's just an honor to work with them. They're great to work with, and hopefully we've proven that as a city government that we're different. And that's why when businesses come to us, most of the time government says no, and then they go in the back room and figure out why they can say no. Well, the City of Lancaster likes to say yes, and figures how we can partner and make things happen. So we make things happen faster than other cities, and that's why we've been successful with these two companies. So it's an honor to be here, and all success, and we have some other projects in the works in the future that will actually hopefully reduce our energy cost to our citizens also. So thank you.
I want to start with a story of the relationship with Joshua and U.S. Topco, and it starts on a sunny, windy day in Lancaster, in which Joshua brings family, friends, investors to the project. And it starts by saying, well, we've got a lot of work to do, Joshua, before we really break ground. We've got a lot of things that need to happen. And he says, we're going to build this project. And I said, yes, there's a lot of things that need to happen. You got SCE to approve it. You've got the city council to approve it. You've got other citizens you need to do. You need some land use changes. He says, we are going to build this project. And there's a lot of skeptics. There are a lot of people that said, nah, it can't be done. There are a lot of people that said, well, there's a lot of things that need to happen before that occurs, and a lot of people that need to approve it. But Joshua's confidence was so strong that we broke ground that day. And he made a promise that that project would be built. 6 months ago, we had the grand opening of that project. And it's a result of what Joshua says he's going to do, he does. It's what James says that something's going to happen, it gets done. Now we're here announcing the second project that U.S. Topco is undertaking. And again, I can say with confidence that that project will get done because Solar City, U.S. Topco are two of the companies that can get it done. As we look to the future and we start thinking about our third project together, the third project is going to change the way the utility industry works. It's going to change the model, and hopefully we'll be here again in the not too distant future, announcing again, listening to Joshua say, we will get this project done. So I would like to, on behalf of our mayor, our Rex Paris, and our city council, personally thank Joshua, Jeff, Jim with Solar City, and say thank you for helping us accomplish our goals. Thank you, Joshua.
I just want to thank U.S. Topco and the City of Lancaster for the collaborative process that we've all enjoyed and gotten better at over the last 3.5, 4 years. The first time that I spoke with City Hall in Lancaster was January of 2010, and quickly after that we executed a contract for several of the city-owned sites. Actually within 35 days, it was almost 2 megawatts of commercial solar, to give you an idea of how quickly the city is able to act on something when they set their goals. 6 months after that, we were introduced to U.S. Topco and put together a plan, rather long-winded, however, we've seen it come to fruition for utility scale projects within the city limits of Lancaster. Solar City also opened an office about 9 months after that first phone call into Lancaster, where we currently employ over 40 employees full-time. And we're building around 200 home residential systems a quarter in Lancaster, and many more than that outside of the city of Lancaster. So we're seeing great progress, and looking forward to the next phase of working with U.S. Topco in Lancaster. Thanks. Nice to see you all.
As I stand here, I couldn't help but thinking of one old Chinese saying, 路遥知马力，日久见人心, which translate roughly to, you will only see the makeup of an individual after hardship. You will only see the quality of a horse after it runs. This old Chinese saying sums up the partnership between U.S. Topco, City of Lancaster, and Solar City. The 6.3 megawatt project was the first on many fronts. The 4 megawatt project was the first solar farm project developed by U.S. Topco, as well as the first solar farm project was built by Solar City, while the 2.3 megawatt project was probably the first project was denied by the California Department of Finance. It later became probably the first project that was denied and then finally approved by the same department. The 2.3 megawatt project could not have become the first of its kind without 3 P: patience, perseverance, and passion. From the City of Lancaster, Mayor Paris, Mark, Jason, the rest of the city staff, as well as London, Jeff, James, and the rest of the Solar City staff. Without 3 Ps, Lancaster and the Solar City could have easily abandoned the 2.3 megawatt project when it was denied by the state. Instead, they spent hours after hours, as well as a lot of money, I might add, to trying to persuade the city, the state to reconsider its decision. The parents would become, we tried, get denied, but we would try again and again and again. It is through this kind of hard effort that allow U.S. Topco to see the true makeup of Lancaster and the Solar City, as well as the quality that they bring into this partnership. As U.S. Topco today celebrates the completion of 4 megawatt project, the start of 2.3 megawatt project, as well as the coming more and more projects, I also want to celebrate the establishment of a wonderful partnership between U.S. Topco, Lancaster, and Solar City. There are simply no other city or companies that I rather work with than Lancaster and Solar City. Lastly, I would like to thank all the guests to join us here today. Thank you all for being witness to the completion of the milestone, a start of a new milestone, and a beginning to the wonderful partnership. Thank you all.
Thank you, Chairman. And now, to sum it up, we have completed our first project with Solar City and the City of Lancaster, and we are beginning our second project. And now, Chairman and Councilman Smith, together here, we will execute the agreement for the next third project within the City of Lancaster, a 5 megawatt project.